Good afternoon. It is Friday, May 6th, 2022. As we continue to progress through this devotional look at the Proverbs of Solomon, we come to the chapters that seem like unrelated sentences just strung together. It's almost as if Solomon had been writing down each proverb as he thought of it on a small scrap of parchment, and then tossed those scraps of parchment into a big bag. When it was time to write them in the book, he reached in the bag and pulled out each scrap of parchment one by one and recorded them on the scroll. He may have had a different way of organizing them, but that idea works for me. In Proverbs chapter 11, verses 1 to 6, and I'm reading from the New Living Translation, 2nd edition, he says, "The Lord detests the use of dishonest scales, but he delights in accurate weights. Pride leads to disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Honesty guides good people. Dishonesty destroys treacherous people. Riches won't help on the day of judgment, but right living can save you from death. The godly are directed by honesty. The wicked fall beneath their load of sin. The godliness of good people rescues them. The ambition of treacherous people traps them." He continues to give us the benefits of living good, godly lives and gives us warning for those who choose not to follow God's path. The first one he talks about is honesty in daily business. He uses the phrase dishonest scales and accurate weights. Back in the day, every time you went to a merchant and you purchased something, it was weighed on a scale. And everybody soon figured out if the merchant had dishonest scales. And they would only go to the merchants that had the right scales and honest scales. And it makes a difference in all of our personal business transactions that we choose to do the right and the honorable thing. It's amazing how many people will sell their integrity for a few cents off coupon. And it's important that we do the right things and we are honest in all of our business dealings. Then he talks about the humility bringing wisdom. You know, an arrogant person thinks they know everything and can't learn anything else. But it's humble to admit when you do not know. And you're not going to learn anything unless you admit that there are things you do not know. And how big and beautiful and wide and wonderful this world is. And so many things we need to not lose that sense of wonder, of discovery, of seeing and learning new things. It is humble to admit we do not know, and that humility brings us wisdom. Then he mentions you can't buy your way out of God's judgment. If you've got a lot of money, your judgment may be different here on earth, but God's judgment cannot be bought. And God is not impressed with how much money we have. It's important to recognize that what we have will not protect us if we've done wrong. He continues to explain that godliness is the right way to live and the right choice to make, and that honesty gives us direction. There's a popular phrase that says we're going to choose to do the next right thing. And that's what it boils down to, is choosing to be honest, choosing to be humble, choosing to do what's right, to make a difference in all of our interpersonal transactions, that we will be the one who does the right thing. See, choices have consequences. We may delay the consequences, but we will not avoid them forever. It's important that we make choices to be honest, to be moral, to be humble, to be godly. And God will bless us for it. May God bless you this week for the choices you make.